Hey, what up? What up? It's Alex.
Yes.
I go by the Fantasy Football Hustler. What's going down?
Yeah. What up, Bogey Scott Free? I am the most lit. Shout out to the Most High.
Yeah.
Nelson in the Matrix over there.
Oh no, I'm not. I got two things going on, as you guys know. We also fill them in. I got the movie going right now.
Speaking of
Kelly Rowland in high school. What?
What's up? And I am the Neon Peacock, aka the Psycho Killer, Norman Bates, in the house tonight for Halloween, the start of Halloween marathon month, baby.
Hell
Big
yeah!
Norm. Right here, Big Norm.
Kicking it off with Freddy versus Jason, 2003. We got.
Look, you got like the perfect lighting. What, you spend $1,000 on that lighting? Oh, there you go. No, you didn't spend $1,000. It's going on and off now.
It's the hat.
The lighting.
It's super bright in this room.
I was trying to get my light. My light's not. Mine's bleeding so much. I don't know. Well, you got a nice white light. I got like kind of weird.
It gets real hot in here. I told my wife the lights are too bright. I wanted something softer.
I don't like it. Anyway, sorry,
I like the sunlight. Really accents my cheekbones. You know,
You're not a vampire.
natural light. Who says I'm not a vampire?
Freddy versus Jason, 2003. This brought together Nightmare on Elm Street.
What?
And Friday the 13th.
What?
This movie was planned long before it came out, but it was really hard, they said, to get two studios on board because Paramount didn't want to license Jason over to New Line Cinema, and New Line Cinema didn't want to license Freddy over to Paramount. And so there was a big kind of like pushback. This movie took a while.
And Universal, correct me if I'm wrong, did Universal like they had something to do, they were like over both those studios, right?
I'm not sure.
And they wanted to get
nor deny.
I know Universal has the monster, you know, the classic movie monsters, but I don't know if they had any.
Oh, I think that was probably that was probably the next thing they're trying to compare it to. That's what it was. They're trying to do their own version of like clashing the movie monsters together, if that Universal did.
Yeah, the little more modern version, you know, at least the crossover that everyone was, you know, I guess hoping for, because I felt like this, like Huss said, you know, I felt like this was a long time coming type of crossover that people our age were, you know, really looking forward to. Because I think there's conversations we had in the schoolyard growing up. It was like, Freddy or Jason, who do you think would win? And you know, because they had these huge two movie franchises going on. They were just battling each other while we were growing up. So it was pretty cool to see that in the early 2000s to culminate in this movie.
You know what I'm saying? And like, man, being a kid, sleeping at the cousin's house, where all the cousins, or like after a family party, and we would all, or like, you know what I'm saying, just watching hella horror movies and shit, all the 80s slashers and the ones that went into the early 90s, and it was all about Freddy and Jason, you know what I mean?
Heck yeah. And so, I mean, Friday the 13th came, I mean, what, like 6 years before Nightmare on Elm Street actually came out? And Nelson, what was the first one that you remember seeing? Did you see Nightmare?
I remember hearing about Friday the 13th. The first Friday the 13th I saw was part 3. I was like 11 or 12, so it's like
the best one. Probably.
I think it came out in 82, 83 or something.
Okay.
Is that part one?
So the first two were kind of before. I was watching movies before the first two. And then Nightmare, when Nightmare came out, I was like, I remember the first Nightmare. Yeah, so it was like 5 or 6 years apart. A Nightmare wasn't even like they weren't battling each other back then because it was Friday the 13th. The Nightmare came out, and then a couple years after that was the Hellraisers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. So they weren't even battling. So by the time you got to the 90s, is when they started to kind of battle more because they kept coming out with part 3, part 4, part 5.
Jason takes Matt Hen.
Friday the 13th was like, it was just every year it was
Jason
out with a new one.
Oh, you know what?
The Bahamas.
Halloween was more, came out with Friday the 13th, and then Jason came out.
What up, Pedro?
Cowboy game.
What? I missed that.
I was like, Jason does Dallas.
Because in the 90s, it was just like Jason takes Manhattan, like Jason
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
space. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Jason in space.
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah, so it was more Friday
in
the
the
13th
eighth,
and if anything,
Jason in the old
kinda
prairie.
were matching each other. And then Nightmare on Elm Street came out kind of. It was a little different than the other two because Freddy was in the dreams, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But Michael Myers and Jason were killers, but Freddy was more of a dream killer. So he was a whole different
cool.
thing.
As long as I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
It was yeah, see, even with
me too. I was like, what's going on?
You know what? You know what? I mean, Jason had like a speech impediment, or he was just
Jason could be somewhere. He could be
he was
somewhere
just
lurking
stuttering.
right now.
He didn't say much. He never said much, did he? He said one thing.
No, I don't
he
know if
said
he said
that.
anything.
Oh, yeah.
There's a story
That was in the
behind that.
part 3.
It's supposed to be the syllables of something like a name or whatever, but I just forgot how that story went. He just took like the first part of it and then the last and hit it on the exactly.
He like it to do the cha-cha.
The ch-ch.
Oh, that's one of the
Is
ones
that how
that
they got that peacock? Bogey peacock.
Yeah, something
that
like
was
that.
one of the movies that didn't get made though. Jason
Jason teaches
takes
salsa.
ballroom dancing. Jason learns the Congo. The cha-cha, I mean.
I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Nightmare on Elm Street, it was so close to like never even happening. Like New Line Cinema wasn't even a cinema like back then. Like they were like pretty much a company. I think they
were just the new line. They were
new. They were new.
Just new. They weren't even a line yet.
They were just, I forget what they sold. They may have
close to
sold,
cinema at all.
I think they sold film is what they sold. Like they sold film to like different studios and things like
line,
that.
The one it would go across and then light at the other end.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because they were doing shit like hella. I mean,
no, New Line's the one where it's the ladders flying.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's the one. Yeah, and it goes like this. It comes in 3D. Or it comes
that's the Bogey. That's good, man. You're smooth.
It's also the clips of the film that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
The clips of the film. Yeah.
This was one of the marketing. I mean, this is
the ladders. But I knew what he meant when he said the ladders. I was like,
it's actually film strips, but it looks like ladders.
Ladders, not letters. Ladders.
No, but it's funny because I always thought they were ladders too, but they're clearly film strips.
No, they're totally ladders.
It's a
matter they distributed film before they were making any kind of like movie production, and nobody understood this concept of Freddy. Like they're like, what? Because how people in Hollywood are stupid, right, Nelson? Like you really have to like dumb it down for the people who make movies. Like they don't understand anything. Like so,
I understood what I didn't see a problem.
Not you, the people when you gotta pitch movies to.
Okay, all right, you're a big Hollywood exec. Okay, and then we're us. Okay, so picture this. There's a dude, right? Okay, Christmas sweater. Right? Claws. Right? Claws. Like, so what do you mean like claws? Like,
why the claw? Why the claw?
Like the claw, like in Inspector Gadget? No. Claws. Like Wolverine, but on the fingers. Like Lady Deathstrike.
What's Wolverine?
Right? Just one, keep up with me, right? And he doesn't get you with the claws necessarily. He gets you in your dreams. Right?
Oh. You lost me. You lost me there.
Yeah, you lost me in dreams.
It's on a street, Elm Street.
But pretty much every studio turned this down because they didn't understand it. They didn't get it. And the New Line, whoever was, the president or whoever was ahead of New Line when they were thinking about this, he liked the idea, but he also had no money, like at the time. So they had to go get a bunch of money from other places to finally make it. And they finally make it, and then 7 movies. Seven Nightmare on Elm Streets came out before Freddy versus Jason.
Dang.
Wow.
The Magical 7.
That's a hell of a lot of movies.
They're all kind of whack to me outside of the first Nightmare. And then the new Nightmare. Really good to me.
The new Nightmare's dope.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
There was more Friday the 13th than Jason, because the Jason in Space one was number 10, right? Jason X.
Yeah.
So they had
For sure.
10 Friday the 13th before Freddy versus Jason.
He really went to space, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, it was about time. I think they exhausted them just being on their own. It was time for them to cross over finally.
To go to where no man has gone.
Mind meld.
See, listen, this is one small leap for man, one big slash. Jason, you know what I mean? He's just, and you know, I mean, there's titties in space. Cause see, that's the thing, bro. Don't bust the titties out, you're gonna die. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's always like the first thing to happen in the movies. That's how they got to reel in the guys. Like, oh, we get to see boobs in this movie. We're in.
I think we saw that in Jaws too. Right? Way back in Jaws, is she swimming naked or something?
Pretty much, yeah. That's the opening scene.
Oh boy.
It's getting good. It's getting good.
Hold on, bro. We just got in here, and then the shark comes in. Oh man.
Yeah, ruins the whole party. The shark.
I know. Who
Biting
loved the
limbs off
shark?
But she's, oh, my leg. Oh, I think I got a tickle on my leg. And he's like, no knee left.
Right?
Yeah, it terrified me. I saw that as a kid. I remember on TV. He's like,
bro, hey, you know, it used to fuck me up. Like, cause I was an amphibian growing up. You know what I'm saying? We had a ski boat, and my cousins all had jet skis and shit. And we'd be in the lake, and I'd just be swimming, and they start hitting that music. Dun dun. And they're just laughing, bro. They're like, there ain't no shark in no freshwater, huh? Motherfucker.
Just go swimming at night. You don't need the music to be freaked out, man.
Yeah, just look down.
You go in the ocean at night, man. That's scary.
See,
Yeah,
Jason
for
fucked
sure.
up lakes for me. As a kid, because
Nothing.
like, see, with the Jason franchises, they didn't really give you much. And then like they would like slowly build on the lore, and it was like family, you know, like, oh, like a family had to kill you. They're kind of ripping off Halloween in a sense, you know what I mean, with that whole like the got to be the family thing. But then like there was like little girl, like part 7, I think it was a little girl, she had like telepathic abilities and shit.
Hey, our man Dennis Holmes in the house. What up?
What up? Hey man, the ignorant.
Hey, I got a question for all three of you. If you had to be in 3 places for 10 minutes, would you pick in the ocean at night, in the jungle, or around on Mount Everest for 20 minutes? You got to tread water in the ocean at night.
Give me Everest.
The Amazon jungle.
Give me
or
Everest,
Mount Everest.
because then I could say I did that shit, bro.
I guess he'd probably die for sure. Yeah, give me the jungle. I'll take my chances. 20 minutes, maybe I can survive in the jungle. Maybe.
I don't know.
Be
Something
real
about
quiet.
smell me.
I was gonna say I gotta be real quiet, and not smell. I'm gonna roll myself in like mud, like
Okay.
Roll yourself in leaves and shit.
Okay.
Get those insects. Alex, what are you doing, man?
I'm going Mount Everest because you're not dying from hypothermia in 20 minutes. Like it may be really horrible.
Yeah, but
as long as I'm not falling, I gotta be
the altitude, though, bro. The altitude and the wind, bro. The wind to blow your skin off.
Gotta be in like a cave or something up there. I'm sure there's a cave.
I think I'd do the jungle. I know about rolling around in that mud and becoming one with the earth.
See, here's the thing, bro. If like when you're in the ocean, right? A shark, they see you as your electromagnetic pulse, bro. So if you're not,
like it's nothing.
And it says the ocean. Tino says the jungle. Easy.
They see they see your heart's electromagnetic pulse. That's how they see you.
Yeah, Tino.
So if you're fucking panicking, your heart's going, it's getting brighter to them. They come, let's see what that is. Let's go bite that. You know what I mean? But if
but you'll be panicking because you don't know what's coming. You don't see anything. You just tread in water.
Yeah, but the moment you didn't see, here's the thing, though. I'm in the middle of the dark ocean at night, bro. I'm panicking, bro.
I'm in the jungle I'm in the jungle for 20 minutes. I have a jaguar pelt and killed 2 anacondas.
A jaguar pelt.
I'm gonna have fucking mud on my fucking thing right here.
I'll spear. I'll be ready.
I like the jaguar pelt.
What jungle is this? The Amazon? I find some kind of psychedelic.
Yeah, it's the Amazon.
Okay, give me the jungle. So I'm gonna find Tino. Hey Tino, if we're ever lost in the jungle, that's the call.
Dude, I'm gonna pop out like what?
Right? See me? What? You're in the jungle too, man. Yeah, I got 12 minutes left.
All right, let's get back at it. Let's get back at it. So Freddy versus Jason, long time coming to making this. They interviewed what's his name, Englund, the guy who plays Freddy. I mean, of course, he has to be one of the first people to like sign on for the movie if like it's really gonna happen and be a real Freddy movie. He does. That's in like 2000 before they even kick anything off. The budget, $30 million, brings in 116 in the box office.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Freddy's like,
I saw it in
Freddy's counting
theaters.
his money.
I
He's
did
counting his money with his claw on, huh?
Yeah.
I helped out. My buddies and I, we got lit, and we went to watch it, and it was fun. It was a fun movie. There's a cool party in the cornfield type of thing, and it's like that's what we do every Friday and Saturday.
It was like a fucking rave. It was like a rave type thing. It's like, what I'm saying? It was like okay.
That's the life I was living at the time.
It was on some good ecstasy. It was on the press pills.
Every high school has a different. Every high school has a different version of like what setting that kind of party is in.
Yeah, because you couldn't do like the open crib, mom's not home party. They did that a million times over, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, let's do what the kids actually do. They're out somewhere in the middle of fucking nowhere with a generator fucking rocking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and fucking tiki torches. Like that's the fucking light out there. Cars. And the cars are just in a circle to where that's all the light that's given at the party.
We're not necessarily into, are we getting into the movie now?
We're about to.
We can start it. We can start
no, we were talking about the franchises. That's what Act 1 was.
Here's another thing too, right? What happened? Why did they not cast the original like Jason dude for this movie? You know what I mean? Like
Jason has a mask on. You know,
I know, but like
they don't need him. They don't need the original.
It was like a certain build. You know what I mean? Like it was,
Yeah,
well, you can duplicate that pretty easy.
So I think
it's
here's
like,
where we
got to change the Ronald McDonald's around too. They have different Ronald McDonald's.
Here's, I think, where we got to go into the movie, like knowing, okay, this was a battle of the two studios. Paramount Studio was Jason, New Line Cinema was Freddy. New Line Cinema ended up winning, and they made this movie. That's all. That's why it's kind of like
Paramount released. They had released Jason the IP for Jason at one point, so they swooped it real fast. Because the dude that pushed, he was at New Line. He had been trying to get this done for a long time. So like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so that's what we got to think. I mean, this is like a Freddy story that Jason gets inserted into.
And like, I like it because it's dope because like Jason is he's the catalyst, right? To try to, we'll get into it, but like, I think it's really well done. I gotta say, like being like a fan of both the franchises and like Friday the 13th, kind of like, like it's like okay, they really were like at one point, like, okay, part 3, you know what? Supernatural, bro.
Yeah, they do a lot of that supernatural
They're
stuff.
Like,
Jason's
and then it was just like,
unkillable.
okay, supernatural in Manhattan, bro.
Well, look, I got some inside information for you on this, on the scripts anyway. There were several versions apparently that were written before they finalized it. I guess that's also why it was a long time coming. All these other previous versions that the writers were putting out all had some weird backstory where Freddy was involved and he like either molested Jason at the camp or he was a camp
one that was responsible for a kid that
he was a camp kid and drowned him just because or whatever, and they just kept projecting those because they just didn't like that whole ordeal. So they decided to go with this version.
I saw one where they're called like the Fred heads. Where it was like a cold.
Yeah,
like this was one of the pitches. Like, okay, all right, this Elm Street. There hasn't been a Freddy kill in a long time, but there's kids. They speak of him. He's an urban legend. They're called the Fred heads, and they got a cult, and they fucking bring him back from hell.
The Fred heads.
What do you think?
I said one thing. The Fred heads are really dramatic kids,
but they mistakenly bring back Jason somehow. That was like the whole thing. Like,
oh god.
But Bogey, those Fred heads are very dramatic. Remember, Nance would always say, "Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep."
You get a lot of that in this movie too. So
she would say that to Johnny Depp, did she? Don't go to sleep. Whatever you do.
There's a whole like what is it, like a rave remix song that has the girl, the main character from this, and she's like, there's clips from the movie. So it's a good soundtrack.
I was always scared of her.
The blonde chick?
Nah, the original one, from the brunette.
Oh,
one.
Nancy?
Yeah, she just looks scary to me as a kid. It's terrifying.
She's in a new series on Netflix. She's older now, but it's called Midnight.
When you look at her face, Was time kind to her?
Kind of, sort of, not really. Yeah.
Are you playing music, Alex?
music?
What was that? I heard this guitar. No.
If Jason's
I don't
a guitar,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you guys joking? Or are you guys playing with me? No, there's a guitar for like 20 seconds.
Oh,
There's music going.
I didn't hear a guitar.
You guys didn't hear nothing?
Not a guitar.
What was it?
Else.
Was it a mandolin?
nah,
Hold on.
it's like-
Just
no, listen, bro. Jason's like, it's you know what it is? His mom was a librarian.
You guys didn't hear music? Come on, you guys are messing with me.
You gotta just be quiet so you can hear it.
She was always telling him to be quiet, and she sent him away to camp because he was too loud.
Hold on. Let's let Nelson hear it.
I hear that.
Yeah, that's it.
No, but there was music though. It sounded like it was a full sound, like stereo
No,
system.
no.
Oh, I don't know.
You know, it's
That's
funny.
No, that's in your head, bro. Are
Yeah, you guys
doing
are talking like it's nothing. I was like, what do you guys do?
I didn't hear any music.
Yeah,
I got my movie. I'm playing
starting to hear
the
it too
Freddy.
now. I think I hear the music now. I ain't gonna lie.
I got Freddy versus Jason on in the background.
All right,
but
let's
the sound's off.
before we jump into this, before we jump into
I really hear the music now.
one thing
I'm serious.
one
It
thing
was
that
loud.
at least that I got Friday the 13th. It's like, man, everything just like jumps in. You don't really know any backstory. There's no kind of build up. It's like it takes a while before you even find out.
But
Kind
it gets your attention right out the gate because there's a blonde just running, just jumbling around.
Yep.
Yeah.
And jumping in
with
the rain.
Like in the first
Yeah,
30
everyone's
seconds,
wet
he's
in this
like,
movie. Everybody
Oh,
was wet, like all
Yeah.
movie long. They were soaked.
And then with
yeah,
the
I'm looking at a
nightmare,
scene right now and she's wet right now.
Yeah, she's wet here too.
and then with the Nightmare on Elm Street, they just jump right in as well. It's like it's almost like halfway through the movie before you find out what's really going on. It's like you see this guy with the knives for fingers or whatever, but you have no idea what's going on or who he is until about halfway through the movie. And then this one, just right off the bat, they wanted to lay the groundwork for what? How many? 17 combined movies
Films.
about these franchises, pretty much. What do you think about that, Bogey? What do you think about the difference in just the way that the story in Freddy versus Jason and the other ones you kind of have no idea?
It was amazing to me. What I thought of immediately was like how amazing it was that like people were. It was really like this is the movie you probably took like
What up,
a
Trap
girl
House?
to. Like these were like you go out on date movies. And these were you know what I mean? Like because they kept coming out with the same thing. That's why I like the
every
ones I
summer.
like. Yeah, every summer. You know what I mean? And you know what? It's pretty like how come? See, here's my thing.
The next year it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that the remake with like Jessica Biel, I think, or was that the year before?
Yeah,
it was right around this time. Maybe it's the
You
same
know,
summer.
They're
Jessica
remaking
Biel,
all these ones.
She has a really harsh face, huh?
I wasn't looking at her face in that movie.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, she's a really harsh.
Really a harsh face.
Yeah, like it's like
Hey, harsh face. Come over here, harsh face.
All right, let's
Like,
get Bogey
you know,
back
like-
on the rails, though. No. Yeah,
Like,
talk about what you're talking.
she's the one who wears the pants with her and Timberlake. I'm sure. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, gotta be.
she's like, you didn't wear those capris I bought you.
Justin likes
Oh no,
I like
freeze.
that. But no, get back to it, Bogey. What do you think about the difference of?
I mean, it's just the kings of the slasher films in the 80s. You know what I mean? Gratuitous nudity and teenage unprotected sex, you're assuming. And slasher gratuitous violence. That was all about it. And then like I think I really liked Freddy as a kid, just like I liked Chucky, because they were hilarious. Like Freddy was hella campy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
yeah, like by the time they got to like Freddy's Dead, it was like it was like a cartoon type of shit, which is funny too, because that's like how sadistic it is. Like, hey, don't go to sleep, man. You're gonna get into Freddy's like twisted carnival somehow. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
Yeah, he was
Yeah, like
almost
because Freddy
clownish.
will fuck with you. Like it'll be like there was one like this dude. He just in his room, falls asleep, and he has a waterbed, and then he just starts hearing someone knock, and then he looks and he like removes his blanket, and there's a naked chick. It's a glass, so it's like a tank instead of a bed. And there's a naked chick in there with boobs out, and he's like, "Oh, she's trying to figure it out." how to get her up out of there, and then boom, he gets in there and it's Freddy. Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man. So it's like Freddy will get you. You think you're about to have a nice wet dream.
I love Freddy because he always calls you a bitch too. He's like, "Gotcha, bitch."
You know what I'm saying?
Fucking Freddy, man, he's such a savage. He really is.
So yeah, he will say like a one-liner, kind of like like you're the Arnold and Jean-Claude's and the Rocky style back in the day. So, but he'd get you with a good horror, something stupid. I can't even recall anything he's saying right now. But like somebody's feet would get stuck to the floor and their body would break in half, and he'd be like, "Thanks for sticking around, bitch."
Right? Yeah, like one of the when I was watching somebody's when they were talking about the history of this movie, right? Or, like the ideas, like the different iterations of the scripts and shit. There was one where there was gonna be a scene where they're in Freddy's nose, like one of the dude's dreams, he's in Freddy's nose and he talks to a booger. Right? You know what I mean? It's like this is the type of shit that Freddy used to do though. Like he would have like a pizza. And it'd be like toppings are all your friends. And you're like,
so that one freaked me out. My head stayed stuck in my head for a little bit.
That one also, forever, right?
That one, and also like when the girl's in the refrigerator and she's like stuffing her face and her gets all fat, or when her cheeks get all blown up. That one freaked me out too, I guess. But like I don't know, I was I was probably when those were coming out, it was like the 80s, and some of them have been coming out since I was born. So when I saw them,
the one where
my dad had no shelter. There was no filter for that. Like that, those movies were on TV, and I was like 3 years old, and like you could watch them, whatever the hell. So.
It's like if I'm on. See, here's the thing too. If I'm a teenager and I'm living on Elm Street and I'm fully aware of I have an idea of what's going on, I'm just start selling crystal meth, bro, and just stay away.
Stay away.
You want to stay awake, bro?
Got this crack rock.
I thought the coolest thing on what struck me on Nightmare was the when Johnny Depp got sunk into the bed.
Oh, that was scary. I never slept in the middle of my bed because of that.
I was like, what?
He's just hey, listen, bro.
Don't go to sleep.
When he was the one when all of a sudden Freddy, he's the motorcycle. Remember the dude was riding? And he's like, we're going for a ride now.
Yeah.
Gets all the wires into his thighs. Freddy's always like plugging shit into people, huh?
Yeah, interesting.
Freddy's more wires than you.
Always turning into the cars or something.
He's always he's like a regular See, Freddy's type, bro.
Always turning into cars.
It's like a car, a motorcycle, like something.
Yeah, so the Nike SB Dunk, the Freddy Krueger, is like the most sought after Halloween shoe. Like it's super rare and it's worth like I don't know $25,000 or something ridiculous like that. Maybe more, could be more. But if you look it up, the Freddy Krueger Nike SB Dunk low.
Did you bring the Grinch ones out?
I have them in the closet. It's not Christmas time yet. No. For Vegas, I brought the bright green neon ones.
Because I remember, because you were like, "Is this neon enough?" I was Truman is above. I go, no, I don't think so.
It's pretty bright.
I don't know.
On StockX, it shows like if you got like one of the original ones, someone wants $138,000 for it.
Only $138,000. It's a sweet looking shoe. But
because they got a whole bunch now where they like remade it, but it's not the same.
Oh yeah. No, like a replica or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess I would rock replicas.
Right?
I want one that has an air bubble on it, and it has a quote, and it says "sweet, dark," right next to his mouth. That would be hard, right? Hard.
I got these right here. These have like eyeballs on them, and they glow in the dark, and it has like a spider on it. These are the ones I'm rocking like today, or was rocking earlier today.
Nice.
But I got a lot of Halloween shoes. I love Halloween.
I went through Dunks for a minute. I had a Dunks phase because they just like you can find any color shit if you need. The first pair of purple shoes I ever found was some Dunks. Some SBs. I was like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they were tough, expensive too.
Freddy Krueger shoes.
Yeah,
they got the blood splatter. They have like the stripe, like the sweater stripe.
As a kid,
and then it has like some silver on the swoosh, kind of gives it that claw-like look. So
I lived in a cul-de-sac, right, growing up, and on the corner house, the corner lot, obviously. So like they decorated their whole shit because they had the big old yard and they had like the giant tarantula fucking on the thing, and then when you walk up, he's just sitting there and he's dressed. He's wearing the whole Freddy Krueger getup.
Yeah,
get some candy. And it's like fuck that.
keep
And
walking.
you know, he'll come up and grab the kids and shit. Oh, and all the parents are laughing. And he was just there. He's just listen, man. During that time, he's terrifying, bro. Freddy.
It's a fun time. Getting scared is fun.
All right, let me lay the foundation of this movie, and then we're going to we'll jump into Act 2 when we start this movie off. So,
yeah, it's not a long movie.
Groundwork laid by Freddy. So Freddy himself kind of lays the history out for everybody. Starts off with him explaining how he's the killer.
He did a lot of bad things.
He was
talking about how he basically he did a lot of bad things to little kids. Parents locked him in the fucking joint, burned him alive.
Yeah.
And then but he came back as something worse.
Yeah. When he was alive, he may have been a little naughty, but when he was dead, those are things nightmares are made of, he says.
Yeah, that close up when he's talking there is super badass. Like you can go into the detail of the makeup and his eyes and the contacts, and they're all bloodshot and blue, and you know he's all burnt and cut up. So
he's just burnt as a crisp.
They show him in the human version, then they switch over to him being the burnt up version. A lot of highlights too from the original movies.
And you know what? The Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake one, the reboot, that one was pretty fucking good too. I'll say
it was all right.
I liked it.
It was all right.
It was dark.
And because they actually from Silent Bob up in this film, huh?
Nah,
the one with
it's like Jay from Silent Bob, don't he?
It's a Jay ripoff. It's a Jay ripoff.
It's a Jay typecast.
Yeah, he has the beanie and the long hair. He's talking about the stoner guy.
Come on,
the
man.
choking stoner.
He totally looked like Jay. He's a Jay ripoff.
Yeah,
big time.
I mean, I had a Jay phase where I used to wear my hair long and had a beanie.
You know what? I'm gonna be Jay for Halloween.
Get out of here.
Called you out of your bullshit.
Pull that off, Bogey.
I actually had the beanie that had the hair connected to
that I can see. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I need to get one of those for Halloween.
That would be tied up.
So, because it's New Line Cinema, they had access to all their footage, right? And they could put like clips of stuff from the movie, so you do get to see a bunch of homage. Yep, to the old school Freddy movies. And then it jumps into him explaining that he got forgotten about, and that's what the issue is here. So he's got to search the bowels of hell to find the biggest, baddest motherfucker to come around his way, so he could get someone to kill, but he needs to get his name remembered. And
if a burnt, crispy guy with knives for fingers wasn't scary, this guy in the hockey mask, though. I always thought that was funny to me as a kid. It's like, listen, bro, his bro's wearing a janitor's fit and a fucking hockey mask.
No, right? Yeah, it wasn't that scary. Freddy Krueger was definitely, I think, at the top of when I was a young guy, probably at the top of my list. It was like him, then maybe like Michael Myers, then like Jason.
Yeah, because I was also terrified of William Shatner
Chucky.
for sure.
Yeah, for the William Shatner mask is terrifying, and then Chucky from Charles Lee Ray from South.
It was like, oh yeah,
Chucky was so small though; he wasn't really all that intimidating. Chucky.
Yeah, but when you're little though, it's just like creepy little doll. Like I don't know. And I was young when those movies came out.
I think
as I got older, it was hilarious. Obviously,
the concept of Chucky fucked me up though because it was like the voodoo shit and the fucking the body the soul transfers.
It was creepy. My sister had dolls all over the place when I was young. You know. I just looked at them and they look like their eyes would follow me too.
Yeah, I remember that. My sister's like dolls too. They were always creepy, man.
Ugh.
Yeah, now like the most I can do is like Funko Pop, and they stay in the case.
Yeah. Look at them eyes. The hunting of the dolls, Bogey. The hunting of the dolls.
Listen, I was just thinking. I had a little sister. She had hella dolls. Terrified the fuck out of me.
All right, back to it. So, Freddy. He's good at impersonating people. He impersonates Jason Voorhees' mother, the crazy psycho from the first Friday the 13th. And she's screaming at him, I need you to go to Elm Street. All these bad kids on Elm Street. And you see him like...
It's like he just knew that. Did he like see,
They're
there was
having
an
sex.
inherent GPS built into Jason. Like Jason
He knows
just
where
always
L3
knew where to go.
He's
You
got
can
like
run.
he's
It's
got
like,
the
oh, you
Spider-Man
go to
bike,
Manhattan? I know the way.
and he's just gonna walk there from
He's
Crystal
gonna
Lake.
walk.
Like,
Crystal Lake probably had like a golf cart. I'd imagine he would take like a golf cart.
He just has he has his breathing technique down. You know, just
because what do you think the proximity is of like Elm Street to Camp Crystal Lake?
I mean, they drove there. They drove
30
there
minutes
in the movie. So
drive. So it's like a
How long?
3-hour walk. Can you imagine him walking for 3 hours? Like, oh,
I mean, he's supernatural, man. It's like a brisk 3 hours. You
It's gonna
know,
be a 3-hour drive. The drives
Michael
are
Myers,
3
he
hours
gotta go
away.
fill
They're
the
gonna be
tank up.
remote.
You got to steal a car, find a dog for food because it's gonna be a long road trip.
Jason takes long strides.
yeah, he's like 6'6". Like he's
Oh.
like an NFL tight end.
Oh no! Hold on, I got the answer. It's right in front, right in our face. Hockey mask on. He has he just glides like he's on skates.
Somehow he's got skates.
That's the sound we hear. Shh, shh.
Does Jason live out there? Or does he just have his driver's license or something?
He's on his skates, Steve.
You didn't know Camp Crystal Lake
He
was
never
frozen.
show his feet half the time.
Wait a minute, doesn't he kill somebody with a hockey skate? Or am I imagining that shit? He has to have, right? At one point.
I know Billy Madison holds the record for the guy that.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his name? Not Billy Madison, my bad. Excuse me. Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. Holds the
Shout out
record.
to the Viking Queen. Said, thanks, y'all making me laugh. Said, always. Says, notification made my evening. Hell yeah, we're here talking
Oh,
Freddy
no,
versus
Viking.
Jason. And all things Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th.
Halloween, baby.
So right off the bat, of course, the first thing we see when he rises up is we get the little shot of the chick doing the boobs by the lake. And oh man, I saw a deleted scene. It's so funny of how this scene would have started. So it's her inside a cabin. She got a little pint of whiskey or something, takes a little drink, and there's a little kid in there. I don't even remember what the kid is. And it's like, I had a nightmare. And she was like, I don't care about your nightmare. Go lay down.
Go lay down. I'm going skinny dipping.
Getting buzzed, jump in the lake and get laid.
And then
Me and Counselor Matt are gonna get it on.
she leaves, goes out there, and the kid's like they're terrified, just there, like, and then it goes out to her doing the little, the same thing that already happened in there. But then when she runs away, she runs back to the cabin. She goes to the cabin and the door's locked. And then the kid's that's there. She's knocking at him. She's like, open the door.
Oh, and it's
And he flips her off. And then she sees
Oh,
Jason
shit.
and has to run.
Oh, okay. Damn, that would have been a pretty cool little. Yeah, that was fine. I like
I
that.
mean, it was a deleted scene. It didn't make
Yeah,
They had to get for the sake of cutting down a minute.
That's what they cut out, right?
maybe an extra. It might have been an extra, maybe let's say 3 minutes.
I mean, it did have a couple alternate endings too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't. I mean, it didn't need to be in there because really, the whole thing was seeing her.
I'm sorry, I'm watching it in the background. I totally forgot. Like one of those kills is just gruesome.
Oh yeah. And that's how it starts, man. I mean, shit. She's like feels the tree. She thinks she's safe and keeps going around. Then it's Jason and almost puts her through that whole tree with the big ass machete.
Yeah, so you're talking about it there. Like
She
she
got
sees
that
him,
one off like he ain't killed in a minute. Now he's like, "Ugh."
she sees him like a quarter mile away in the fog, and she runs like hauling ass. And then she
But yeah,
trips.
here he
maybe,
comes on them skates.
30 seconds later, yeah. And then she turns around. Well, she wastes a lot of time on the ground, I will admit. But
And that's all. And this is all in his mind. He's like dead, this is like his
laying
dream,
laying in the bottom of
like his dead
Camp
dream.
Crystal Lake.
Yeah. So I mean,
He's like a corpse, right?
Wake
His body's just
game up.
that's why we didn't really need all the extra because it's just Jason's dream at the end of the day. He's just dreaming about different kids. He's going around just slaughtering.
Okay, question. Okay.
different kids with nice racks.
I don't mean to jump the gun here, but I just want to point out that he's coming out of water, and you're right. He drowned in water.
Yeah, but he's not,
Yeah.
not, not in water. Not in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, and this one for some reason he's just like in the ground, maybe
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, his hand comes out of the ground, doesn't it? Or is that Christine?
It comes out of the ground, yeah, not out of the water.
That's right. That's right.
He
Okay.
goes,
Okay.
"Ah."
Okay.
At the end of the
Proceed.
movie, you know.
That's what I was confusing with.
Yeah.
Okay. Proceed. Proceed.
Yeah, all we see is like after he kills, you know, the chick, then they change faces or whatever, and then his mom's screaming at him, and you see his heart just pulsating out of the ground. Then he comes out.
Whoa.
You just take it, just cuts to 1428 Elm Street, where he says that all
just knew the way, huh?
1428, 14
wrote it
times 2,
down.
28.
Get that straight.
With the
Read it
1
back to me,
plus 2,
Jason.
the 4 plus 2 and times 2 is 8.
Same house. Same house and everything.
He had his feet in front of it.
But this is not like any kind but this is not any kind of family or anything that was involved in any of these other movies, right?
Not that I know of. Oh, man.
Was the sound in my head the whole time? Why'd you stop the sound?
There's that music again. There's that music again. Alex, you're playing the music there, brother.
Okay.
We gotta keep cutting it in and out, just so gotta keep people on their toes.
Yeah, that's the same song. I know where the music came from. It's from Freddie, man. It's right here. I got it.
Oh, are we asleep?
Are we in a dream right now?
We're in a shared dream. Oh, there it is. That would be
We're
my
in a shared
pick.
dream.
Okay, dig this. Inception meets Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I
You're
watched
2
that.
seconds behind me, Alex.
Oh man.
2 seconds.
All right. Well, we're going to cut to Act 2, and that's where we're going to get into everything that happens after they cut to 1428 Elm Street. For everyone listening in audio version, make sure you go subscribe to the YouTube channel, Silver Screen Breakdowns. Everyone who's watching on YouTube, go subscribe to the audio version, Silver Screen Breakdowns. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple. Just search it up, Silver Screen Breakdowns, hit that download button, and give us a 5-star review. We're going to read out a couple reviews that we got in here recently. We're going to read that in Act 3 as we close up the show. So make sure you stick around for that. And Nelson, remind everybody where to find you at.
You can find me Nelson Tynes on YouTube. Got my acting on there, and on Instagram, Nelson Tynes _. Follow me, I'll follow you back. It'd be my pleasure.
Peacock, let them know where to find all your gear.
You can find all my stuff at neonpeacockmerch.com. All my great graphic artwork and some Halloween stuff on the way. Check it out.
Yes. And you can check out all my brand new drops. We're going 1 a week. We're going strong. We got a new drop coming in the next 24 hours. Look, Bogard, Scott, free up Spotify. Give me money. And tune in next time. Silver Screen Breakdown for Act 2 of Freddy versus Jason. Will Freddy strike fear into the Elm Street dwellers? Tune in next time.
Peace.
Silver screen, motion picture shit. This ain't a dream, we really lit this shit. Don't intervene, yo, we with this shit. That's where the most high, we the most lit.